Hello, Aries. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, so Aries, we have the Six of Cups. This is all about pleasure, right? This is what the card is about anyways. And so, yeah, this is a nice energy. One to be, excited about, right? I mean, listen, the way the world is right now, the way that I feel like most of us have been feeling, a little bit of good news, a little bit of fun, a little bit of pleasure. I'm about it. I'm about it, okay? So we're going to go ahead. We're going to twirl this thing around here, and excuse my hands. I was tie-dyeing with my daughter just a little bit ago, and we had a snow day. We had a blizzard last night. I mean, a blizzard, and got a lot of snow. We were kind of snowed in today, so we were tie-dyeing. Okay, and let's see. There we go. We're going to check these tea leaves out and see how this energy, this very pleasurable energy, kind of flows together with our tea leaves. Okay? All right. So we're just going to kind of turn this thing. We're going to take a look at it from all sides. And I want to say thank you for deciding to click on this reading. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's wonderful to meet you. Wonderful to have you here. And if you are returning, thank you for coming back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's nice to see you again. Nice to feel your energy. Now, we have, it looks like 5-0, but also could be S-O, okay? S-O, if that means anything to you. If that is maybe, an abbreviation or somebody's initials or something like this. Okay, so we have the lamb. We have the lamb right up here. You can see here is this would be the head, right? And here's where the nose would be, the eyes, one here. And I can't help but think, we're coming into, today was actually Ash Wednesday. We're coming into Lent. I know that when is Passover? Because I know that must be coming up pretty soon here too. No, it's in April. Okay, so next month. But, basically, I'm seeing the lamb, and for me, it's not necessarily just symbolic of any of the Abrahamic religions, right? So Judaism or Christianity or Islam, right? Those are the three Abrahamic, which the lamb is prominent in each, okay? The lamb also very symbolic in many other cultures, many other religions, both high and low religions and spiritual practices, occult systems, and so on. But so seeing it really, to me, is this part of the year. Now, if it is spring arriving soon, right? Or the fall, because I know there's the whole southern hemisphere and it's opposite, right? Right? Is it opposite? Yes. So we're transferring into a new season pretty quickly here. And the lamb just seems so perfect. We know that it is a sign of youth, right? The arrival of the new generation, all these beautiful babies and little animals and so on being born in the spring, and of course, you know, in the fall, getting ready for harvest and culling and also going into winter, right? Getting ready for that hibernation. But the lamb is such a peaceful energy. It is also one of sacrifice. It is one of knowing that to go forward, we have to alleviate ourselves of some of the stuff that maybe we feel is important to us, but does not serve us well any longer. And so I do see this shift occurring where I believe that you are much more interested in the concerns of the heart, mind, soul, right? The physical world, of course, we have to upkeep our foundational thing, our households, our work, keeping our body going, taking care of ourselves and all of our responsibilities. These are some of the most important things that we will do throughout our life, right? But then we have these moments where we're called back into self. We are called into, you know, if you could think of like walking into a beautiful cave system or into some open area in the middle of the forest, or even into something like a temple, a cathedral, a mosque, and you're walking into a space that is full of the divine. You can feel that thing, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if you call it God or the divine, the cosmos, you know, a goddess, many goddesses, many gods. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what you call it. It's about how it makes you feel. It's about that impression, that experience, that sensation. And I see you coming into this place looking for, ease, peace, but also meaning. And I think that's the biggest thing. Looking for something meaningful. Now we also have the name Tim right here. Tim. We also have next to Tim, it looks like the lobster or the crawdad. You know, the little guy that shows up on the moon card in the Rider-Waite deck. And this is associated with melancholy, actually. That is a sadness, similar to depression, or maybe kind of the precursor to a deeper depression. And so I feel like we're talking about somebody over here who, it could be Tim, it could be TM even, or probably one of those. But probably somebody that is maybe prone to depressive periods. Maybe is somebody who is kind of very introverted, standoffish, like maybe kind of even eccentric or a recluse. But there's a very deep heart-to-heart connection. I don't know if this is a family member or if this is maybe a lifelong friendship. That's what it kind of feels like. Like maybe you went to school with this person. Maybe you've been good friends for years. Maybe at times you lose touch, but you always kind of come back together. This is somebody I feel like you need to call and check on. Just, you know, I'm not saying anything is going wrong. I don't see that, but I do feel like this is somebody who maybe has moments of deep loneliness, and I don't feel like they are somebody who's super proactive about reaching out. So I do feel like this is somebody that's like, shoot them a text, give them a call. Don't just show up at their house. That's rude. Please don't just show up at people's houses. No. Thankfully I live out in the middle of nowhere, and we have a good position that you can't just run up on us back here. So nobody just shows up at our house, thankfully. I would not like that. We're really in the era of you must call, you must text, you must let somebody know if you're showing up. So don't just show up. But yeah, definitely call, text, see how they're doing. We have the number 6. Okay. Now we also have a seated person right here. You can see there's the head, here's the body, kind of in the seated position. We have a bird. We have another bird. We have a person down here. We have a dragon, it looks like. The house and a person over here. For some reason, this feels like an aunt. I think it's the hat right there. There, it looks like they have a kind of very, a very showy kind of hat. Very beautiful, fancy kind of hat. I wish I was a person that could wear hats. I don't know. They don't look right on me. Let's see. We have the number 2 over here. The letter I. Uppercase letter I right here. I almost feel like this has to do with the beach for some reason. Maybe there's like a family trip. Maybe this is where everybody kind of like goes every summer together. Maybe you live near the ocean or a beach, lake, or, you know, otherwise bay, possibly. But it does feel like, I feel like there's almost something kind of standing in the way of wanting to do what you do every year. Like it's almost like maybe you go on this vacation together, the family, an extended family, it seems like, or maybe it's a get together, whatever. I feel like for you, there's just this thing that you've run into where you just don't want to give your time to people who don't deserve it. Is that really like rude for me to say? But it does. It feels like there's almost kind of this, I don't even know, something happened, some kind of tower moment in the last few years. And I feel like it's really changed your willingness to give of yourself to people who do not meet you with the same energy, right? They're not showing you respect, so why am I going to mess with you? I'm not trying to have you in my life if we're not both, you know, trying to meet halfway here. You know, who likes to be the friend or the family member who is always calling, never getting a call, and when you call, they don't ask how you're doing. You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like a lot of us understand this feeling. Okay? Like it's not, you know, it's not just a few speckled here and there. But yeah, we all are kind of awakening to the fact that we don't have to stay by our people if they're not going to show up for us like we show up for them. The world is not small and isolated like it used to be, right? And I feel like a lot more information out there, a lot more opportunities for people, people educating themselves, empowering themselves, healing themselves. And I feel like a lot of us just have gotten to that point where it's like, no more. No more. There's no reason for me to beg for scraps of attention or affection or even just like, you know, to be treated like a human being. And I don't know what it is about the way the world has kind of collectively decided to, it's wild. I know more people that don't speak to their family than I know that are close with their family. And I know a lot of people. Let me just say, I know a lot. I'm not saying I'm popular or like, oh, I have a lot of friends. I just know a lot of people because I've, the kinds of work I've done and that I do now, and also have my daughter, and she makes me socialize. But yeah, I know a lot of people from so many different walks of life and different subcultures and stuff. And yeah, a lot of people do not talk to their families or parts of their families or maybe their parents or, whatever. So if this is you, and maybe this is just the beginning of separating yourself, beginning to stand up for yourself, right? You're not alone, okay? And I know that's not super helpful, but you're not alone. We are in the age of choosing our own families. We are in the age of, you got to earn that relationship with your kids, with your family members, your parents, your siblings, your spouse. It's not, we're not in a world anymore where you can just treat people any old way and they're going to stick around. And thank gosh for that, right? So if this is you and you're getting to that point, I know it's hard. And I'm not, listen, if there's any way that you can salvage your relationship, your connection, if you can, get into therapy together, if you can have a mediator, somebody to help you talk some things through, so on and so forth, then do that. Okay? I will never be the person to say, well, just cut them off. Who cares? No, because it's painful. I'm estranged from some of my family, and it's hard. I've been talked to some of my family for 20 years. 20 years. I was a kid the last time I talked to some of them. And you know what? It hasn't been easy. Has it needed to be this way? Yeah, absolutely. For both myself and, some of my family members. But it's not easy. It's not easy. So I won't ever push that kind of agenda on anybody. But you know what? At the same time, if you are awakening to your situation and thinking, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm here for you. Absolutely. I support you in your choices. Okay, so we also have the word crow here. So if crow means anything to you. We also have, it looks like we have maybe two other feminine people. And I feel like it's just like you're really, these are your people. You're very close with them. And I see everybody kind of working on different stuff. So it's almost kind of like this, I almost kind of imagine, and I hope this is the case for you, you get older, you end up living close to or with your companions, your friends, your sisters, your, whoever this is, and you live in just this nice, quiet life. Everybody kind of does their part, and everything is just kind of, it's relaxed. Now I'm seeing cats kind of sitting around as well. So this really, it feels very feminine, and it feels a little witchy. I mean, but that's like, that's the stereotype. If you ever have, some older women living together doing interesting things, gardening and whatever eclipse parties and ceremonies out next to the bonfire, whatever. They're witches, right? I don't know. That's the stereotype. But I feel like it is a very rich and inspired place for you. These connections. So I say lean into that. Now, I'm not saying you have to live with anybody else. Now, you're an Aries, so you're a little more, I think, agreeable to be around other people. Now, myself as a Virgo, not happening. If my marriage doesn't work out, knock on wood, you know, which I know. Settle down, ladies. My husband's amazing. He's beautiful and he's wonderful. And I know you know who he is. He's over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. He's the best. No, we're not gonna. We're gonna work out. Dang it, forever. But you know, I would if not this. Honey, I am moving into a freaking, like a badger hole somewhere by myself. I'll take my books. I'll take my, you know, best, like, cooking wear. And I'm out of here. You're never going to see me. I'm done. I'm done with other people. All right, let's see. We're going to check out this side over here. Oh. These little pieces of tea, they just get everywhere. They get down in these slots and it drives me bonkers. I just want to clean it up every time as I'm reading. Okay, so we have a horse, but it is not, there's nobody on it. 67, the number 67. So there will be a change. I see you really making a change, but you're not there yet. You're not to the point where it's like, okay, I'm getting on. I've packed my bags. I've got that horse saddled and I'm ready to get on that thing and get out of here. You're still in the okay, I'm getting all my, you know, ducks lined up here. Everything in a row, right? But taking your time. Right? You're being thorough. Weighing your options, absolutely. But I also feel like you are looking for that inspiration. Now, I also see I almost think that there's like a secret love or like a crush. There's somebody you just can't let go of. Like you're, you know, like it's a love that maybe was not realized or a love that was cut short or, you know, it just, the timing wasn't there. But this is somebody you've always loved. You will always love. And I don't see any resolution or closure to this. I think it's just something that you're in an intense cycle with this and thinking about them often. And I see you putting out appeals, hoping to be led back to them. And I see no resolution right now with that. But I see your desire and your willingness to do the work. So, you know, I think that that's, you know, something that helps balance you out in a way. Holding on to the knowledge that, yes, you have loved, you do love. It might not be like activated in this moment, but it is there. It's there. Okay, let's do our 3 lucky numbers. 3 lucky numbers, Aries. Number 29. 29. Number 50. 50. Ooh, I'm barely. Okay, 18. And number 18. All right. Okay, let's finish off with our self-care affirmation cards. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'll flip through. I'll stop where it feels right. We'll flip this thing over. It says abundant bliss. Abundant bliss. So much bliss. It's abundant everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. My life is filled with cheer. My heart welcomes this feeling of abundant bliss. I smile from my head to my toes. I am truly happy. I am truly happy. All right. Well, I hope that's true. I hope you are truly, truly, truly happy. And so I want to tell you, I love you, Aries. I do so very much. And I thank you for spending this time with me. It's always such a pleasure and an honor. It's really more of an honor than a pleasure, but it's also definitely a pleasure. What else? If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Other than that, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to get going here. It is getting quite late for me. It was a busy day, man. I was out shoveling. I was keeping my daughter entertained, cooking. We made, what did we make? Banana bread muffins. They were good. They were really good. What else? I think that it just was kind of a weird day. Yeah, being snowed in. Listen, a few days ago it was like 50 degrees. Now it's going to be 60 degrees in like 4 days. And I was out there shoveling the walk, and nobody comes out here very often. But I am. I'm always that person. I'm like, what if somebody shows up and they can't get to the door? Or what if something happens and, we need an emergency person here or whatever. I gotta shovel the dang walks and, so I was out there doing that. It'll be melted probably by the end of tomorrow, but I did get the exercise. All right, Aries, I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll talk in a few days. Good night.